Hi everybody, it's Michelle Robinson for Ward 10. Just had some great community events. I had to go do a land acknowledgement over at the Genesis, and I had a few people ask me, like, well, what is the purpose of doing a land acknowledgement? Why should this matter to everybody else? And I thought that was a really great question that I hope to answer. First of all, I want to acknowledge today is Orange Shirt Day. And Orange Shirt Day is to acknowledge the Truth and Reconciliation Commission as well as Indian residential schools in general. There were people that died here in Canada because of poor government policy. And we had survivors, like my family were lucky enough to survive Indian residential schools. And the last one closed in 1996, and just to give you perspective, I graduated from high school in 1994. I wasn't raised in that world at all. I was raised in Canadian world, so I didn't have to undergo that. But it's really gives you perspective and significance, because whenever we talk about Indian residential school, it's always with black and white photos, and it's not. It was really quite recent, and we're still dealing with the effects of that because of it. And the reason why land acknowledgement matters is because we're talking about being treaty people, and the treaties, even if you assume that the treaties were signed with good intent, then there's still responsibilities from the Canadians to honor the treaties and to treat people equally. And, you know, I talk to community associations regularly who say, oh, they would really love to have Indigenous people on their boards, and yet they can't figure out why Indigenous people aren't on their boards. And I tell them, you know, do you acknowledge treaty? Do you acknowledge the land? And they say, oh, no. And I'm telling you, if inclusion matters to you and community matters to you, start acknowledging the land you're on, and you will find that people will go, well, maybe this is a safer spot for Indigenous to be at. And at least it's a starting point for people to think, okay, maybe I do belong as part of this conversation as well. So if you have more questions about land acknowledgement or Orange Shirt Day, please don't hesitate to ask, because we need to start these discussions, and you need to understand why White Goose Flying Report implementation matters so much if we're going to, you know, have true inclusion with Indigenous people and honor the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So thank you so much for watching, and share this video to educate other people, and vote on October 16th. Thanks.